Hi there. My name's Dave Samet. I'm the coordinator of the RACI's mentoring program. Now, this is a volunteer program that we run at the RACI to try to help young chemists get the best possible start in their career. The point is that most universities don't teach students the skills that they need to go out and find great jobs quickly. You learn a lot of stuff about chemistry and you learn a lot of stuff about technical details in various other ways, but you don't learn the vital life skills that can help you find a job quickly and grow a great career right from the get-go. And those are some pretty difficult skills. Now, surveys show that the median period of unemployment for recent graduates is 4 months. And I don't care whether you've got the biggest ego in the world, 4 months of unemployment is really hard. It's on the confidence, it can really rattle you. And the point is there doesn't need to be. If you know how the system works, if you know how to put yourself forward, then you don't have to be the best student. You don't have to have the top grades. You just have to know how the system works, and you can go out and find a job, and it doesn't matter whether it's a good market or a bad job market, right? And if you think about this in dollar terms, now, over the previous years, we've managed to have 93% of our mentoring students, so take 2018 years as the example, we had 93% of our mentoring students graduate with a job already waiting for them. Now, if you assume that a graduate salary is $60,000 a year and that they're going from a median 4 months unemployment to zero, that makes a difference of $20,000 in their pocket. And that's a pretty significant sum to any young person. It's a great way of getting started. So that's the basics of what we're trying to offer. We just want to help you, and we're going to help you in 3 ways. Firstly, we're going to help you better understand how the job market itself works, how you will be evaluated in job interviews, how to prepare well for job interviews, how to prepare applications well so that you're more likely to get the interview in the first place. We're going to help you develop the skills to employ during the interview process. And most importantly, we're going to help you develop your network, because even at the graduate level, you are far more likely to find a job through a network than you are through advertised positions. Now, I'll give you an example. I had a mentee a couple of years ago he and I went to a networking event together, and I introduced him to 8 different people. And I said, this is my mentee. He's a fine young man. He's going to be graduating soon. And if you hear about anything, then please let us know so that he knows about the opportunities. Now, out of that single event, 10 jobs were referred to my mentee. And although he didn't actually go for any of those jobs, one of them led him to the job that he did actually take. Now, we've got some real success stories like that. We've got students who have graduated into their ideal careers. We a couple of years ago, one of our mentees was the only forensic science student in New South Wales who straight after graduation went into the AFP as a forensic scientist, right? That's what we want to achieve for you. We want to make it as easy and as great as possible. On the networking side, I guess a key point is that, look, networking is hard, especially at the beginning of your career. It's intimidating to walk into a room full of strangers, let's face it, most of whom are older, grey-bearded men who are all chatting to each other, know each other well, and you're saying, how on earth do I break into those conversations? Well, the point is, with your mentor, with me, with the other support throughout, the other volunteer support throughout the program, we're going to make sure that when you go to an event, and you let us know that you're going to an event, there's someone there to make sure that you are included in conversations, that you're introduced to key people, that you get every opportunity to grow your network in a safe and relaxed fashion, in a way that doesn't make you feel intimidated. It makes you feel welcome and included instead. Okay? Now, the program is run entirely by volunteers. We have no budget except where we can get sponsorship, and it takes a lot of time and energy from our various mentors to give you that assistance that we're talking about. And so what we ask of you in return is a little bit of your time. On average, I say 3 hours a month, right? That's 1 hour a month to meet with your mentor, to talk with her or him about what's going on in your life, to put your workplace or university experience in a technical workplace context, to develop things like your STAR stories, your behavioural-based interview answers that are going to make you more successful in interviewing, to do all of those one-on-one interactions, to help you network, to help you research potential job opportunities, all of those things, right? So 1 hour a month to meet with your mentor, 1 hour a month on average to do a task that I set you, right? Over the course of the time, I'm going to give you one-on-one training to help you be better at things like preparing a job application, preparing a cover letter. There's webinars and video conferences that I run throughout the year to help you better understand how the whole system works. So 1 hour a month to do the tasks that I ask of you. And then lastly, 1 hour a month on average to go to events and actually practice your networking, to build your network. Because as I said before, the far more likely place that you're going to find a job is through a network. So if you use the opportunities for facilitated networking, then you're going to be much more successful. Now, having said that, I will put a quick asterisk against that. For our students in Canberra and Adelaide, that's a lot harder to do because there just aren't nearly as many events to go to. But we try and get around that in other ways, and we can talk about that individually. Okay, I have prepared so the way that you actually apply for this is pretty simple, right? I've got an application form where the purpose of that form is so that I can learn some more about you, so that I can get a better idea of what your interests are and what sort of mentor would suit your needs. And then once you send me your application form, your cover letter and your resume, again with the purpose of getting me to know more about you. And when I read your cover letter and resume, it helps me learn a little bit about what is your skill level already, where do I need to focus attention to help you be as good as you can be, right? So you send me your application form, your cover letter and your resume. You send that to mentoring@raci.org.au, and then we'll follow up with about a 15-minute interview where I just get a little chance to get to know you. Obviously, for a lot of you, that's going to be a video came in for your interview through using Zoom. Now, what does the program cost? In past years, we've made the program free, and the problem that we've had with that has been that inevitably there's a few students every year who ghost out of the program. They think it's a great idea at the beginning, but they just find that for whatever reason 2 or 3 hours a month is just too much for them. And usually, I'm afraid to say, they don't let us know. They just disappear. So this year we're trying something new. This year we're going to put a $175 deposit. Right? Now the point is we're not looking to make any money out of this. In fact, it costs us a lot of money to run this program, and if it wasn't for generous sponsorship, we wouldn't be able to run it at all. The point is the $175, well, that pays for a $25 student membership for you. And then if you actually participate, and there's a number of ways that you can participate, which is all in the advertisement that you would have read before you clicked on this link. But if you meet with your mentor, if you do the tasks assigned, if you go to the networking events, if you contribute to discussions, there's lots of different ways that you can earn points. And if you get just 10 points in a year, which means you only need to do a few little things, then what we will do is we'll give you a credit with RACI that you can use for future membership over the next couple of years, and therefore it's money that you would have cost you anyway, and so it's effectively a refundable deposit based on participation. And of course, if you do decide to ghost out of the program, well, then you've also decided to give up $150, right? Now, one of the things I forgot to mention earlier is about your network itself. You don't just network with your mentor. One of the great things about the program is that as soon as you join the program, you immediately gain a network of roughly 60 people, right? 30 other mentees and 30 mentors. And we actively encourage you to interact with your other mentees and with the other mentors. There's a huge variety of experience and perspective that you can gain by interacting not just with the mentors, but with each other as well. We're going to have a WhatsApp group and all that sort of stuff. And the more that you exchange, the more that you contribute, the more everybody gains. It's a 1 + 1 = 3 equation, for extremely large values of 1. Now, for us to do that, a condition of your application is that if you are successful, you agree that we will share your contact details, not your home address or anything like that, just your contact details with the other mentees and mentors, with the other program participants for the purposes of networking. We won't share it more widely than that, But we do, we need and want you to interact with each other, and so we do ask for permission for that purpose. You can see that I keep adding little bits here. It just goes to show that this is a volunteer program, not one that is run as a professional basis. It occurs to me that I should also explain what's going to happen over the course of the year. So we have applications open till mid-October. I will then, over the next couple of weeks, I'll do a series of short interviews with candidates just to make sure that I properly understand your needs and can try and find a mentor that fits you specifically and your specific needs. By early to mid-December, I then intend to actually facilitate the introductions between mentees and their mentors. Most mentees and mentors choose to get together pretty quickly, but come, obviously that's the summer period, and sometimes people are away and all that sort of stuff. We usually have an official kickoff event early to mid-February, just as students are coming back to university, and then you'll continue to go to meet with your mentor. Ideally, you'll do it every month between the period of February and about November, about graduation. Of course, some of you will be graduating sooner than that, and I really need you to let me know so that if we need to do stuff more intensively, we can. Over the course of the year, initially you'll probably focus on things like, how do I network effectively and those sort of questions. And as the year progresses, you'll start to move on to, well, I'm now actually going to start actively looking for jobs, and who should I be looking for jobs with, and how should I tailor my job search, and how should I tailor my applications, and who do you know who works at this company who I can talk to and find out more about breaking into that industry, and all of those sort of questions. So you continue to meet with your mentor roughly monthly. Hopefully over the course of the year you go to 3 or 4 events. Hopefully over the course of the year you try and attend as many as possible of my educational lectures and webinars. And then by the end of the year, you will hopefully have spent about 25 to 30 hours of your time to ultimately be significantly better prepared. And let's just put that in dollar terms again. I said before that if we can make a $20,000 difference to your life, well, if you make a $20,000 difference to someone's life over the space of 25 hours, that's $800 an hour return on investment. And I can guarantee there is not one of you that I'm speaking to today who earns $800 an hour in any job that you have. It is eminently worth doing. And the fact that we put a small price on the program as a deposit is only to try and encourage you to take up the offer that's already there. It's in your own interests. What else can I tell you? Frankly, that's all I can think of right now, but I really do encourage you. This is a great program. As I say, we've had 93% of our students graduate with a job. We have, if you read the testimonials on our website, you'll see that students have loved their participation in the program. And that's what gives us volunteers the great joy. We don't do this to get our names in lights. We do it because we want to help you as the next generation to have the best possible start in your career. We want to make it as easy as possible for you. But the only way that can happen is if you engage with us. And that's all we're asking of you. So if you've got questions, if there's anything else we can do, feel free to contact me at mentoring@raci.org.au. And otherwise, I very much look forward to receiving your applications. Thanks.